Hello, everyone. Good morning and good evening or good afternoon to everyone joining us. My name is Juliet Nyambura. I'll be your host for this webinar series. So on this series, we're going to do a three-part series where we'll be understanding the importance of reporting gender-based violence cases in order for the victims and survivors to get the justice. So on this first session or segment, we'll start by understanding what is gender-based violence and why reporting is important. So our main speaker is Perry Wamboi, who's going to introduce herself. And after she has introduced herself, maybe Perry will help us understand what is gender-based violence and what are some of types of gender-based violence. Welcome, Perry.
Thank you so much, Juliet. I am Perry Wamboi, Programs Coordinator with Wake na Vijana Initiative. I want to thank Wake na Vijana for this opportunity. I want to go straight to what gender-based violence is. We say that gender-based violence refers to any type of harm that is perpetrated against a person or a group of people because of their sex or gender. And then now I go straight to the types of gender-based violence. We have physical, emotional, sexual, economical, or cultural. So we start with the physical violence. Physical violence is where it is things like beating. It's any action that causes bodily harm. So beating, slapping, kicking, and choking. Then we go to sexual violence. It's sexual violence. We talk about things like rape, attempted rape, defilement, forced sex in marriage, unwanted touching, or sexual harassment. Then we have emotional. Emotional, we say it's controlling who you talk to, where you go, or isolating you. It's insults, it's threats, it's intimidation, it is humiliation. So emotional violence is where sometimes we say that it's not subtle, you can't see it, but it is inside. Inakuanga imejificha, it's somewhere inside. And people really, it's subtle because it's it's not evident like the way we can talk about physical violence, where you can see that there is a red eye or something. This is something that happened internally. Then we have the economic violence. This is where which we talk about taking someone's money or refusing to support the family. Or even some people go to an extent of blocking someone from working or accessing resources. Then we can talk about harmful cultural practices. We can talk about FGM, that is female genital mutilation. We can also talk about forced marriage. We have seen some communities in our country that they practice early marriage, or they force people into marriage at a very early age. Then we also have things like wife inheritance or property grabbing. Back to you, Juliet.
Thank you, Perry, for that. So by us understanding the definition of gender-based violence and the types of gender-based violence, we can go straight to who can perpetrate gender-based violence.
Thank you so much, Juliet. Who can perpetrate gender-based violence? Gender-based violence can be done by anyone, not only strangers. So even people that are very close. So we can talk about intimate partners. They can perpetrate GBV. And when we talk about intimate partners, we mean boyfriends, husbands, girlfriends, and wife. Then we can also talk about family members. Family members, we can talk about parents. Your own parents can perpetrate GBV. We can talk about uncles. We can talk about siblings. We can talk about aunties. We can talk about in-laws. So anyone that is in that umbrella of a family member can perpetrate GBV. Then we can talk about community members. Community members here, we include neighbors. Your neighbor can perpetrate GBV. Elders, religious leaders, they can also, those are the community members. We go straight on to people in authority. People in authority can also perpetrate GBV, where people in authority, especially teachers, employers, police officers. Then the last one is strangers. Though this is less common than people know, a stranger can also perpetrate gender-based violence to you. Back to you, Juliet.
Thank you, Perry. Maybe after the next question, you can maybe explain further how people in authority can perpetrate gender-based violence. So for my next question is why does reporting matters? Why is it important for a victim or a person who maybe GBV has occurred or happened to them directly or indirectly? Why is it important for them to report?
Thank you, Juliet. I would say why reporting GBV is important for the survivor, for the community, and also for the country, because that's when we are able to know where are we on this prevalence of GBV. Where are we can be able to know, is it reducing or is it increasing? So why is it very important? One is to get help and protection. So it's very important for people to report GBV so that people can get help and they can be protected. So victims can receive medical care, counseling, and legal protection. Reporting helps stop ongoing abuse. So when we report, there is a way that the ongoing abuse people will know that there are actions that are going to be taken. So they'll stop doing that. Then another way it's important is we hold the perpetrators accountable. Because when abusers face consequences, it also discourages others from committing GBV. So when a perpetrator is held accountable, then another one we can talk about to prevent further harm. It is very, very important to report GBV so that we prevent further harm. Reporting can save others from being victimized, including children. So we are really preventing further harm to the victim, to the people who have been to the victims, those who have been victimized, to prevent further harm. We can also talk about to access justice. Survivors have a right to justice under the Kenyan law, that is the Sexual Offense Act, protection against domestic violence, so that they can be able to access justice. Then another one is to improve government and community response. Report helps the government and NGOs understand the scale of GBV and improve services like shelters, hotlines, and even policing. So when we report, we are also improving the government and the community response. Back to you, Juliet.
Thank you, Perry. Maybe for my question, I would ask how can people in authority perpetrate gender-based violence?
Thank you so much, Juliet. So how can people in authority perpetrate gender-based violence? So, and when we talk about people in authority, we talk about police officers and employers and teachers. So, for example, these are cases that, especially for the teachers, we have heard of cases where a girl child has gone to ask for help from a teacher, and that teacher now asked for, and the teacher, instead of because he has helped you, he sends a sexual advances. They are called sexual advances. So police officers also. We can talk about people in authority also, police officers. Police officers, these are the people that we go to report to, especially. Sometimes when we go to report to them, they are not they're like, enda ukapeleke hii kesi kwa nyumba kumi initiative. Ama they don't even really believe you. Then we can talk about employers. They can perpetrate GBV. It's so many cases that we have had in workspaces where someone is told, if you want to get to the next position, you have to give me something. And it's very sad, because why are they called people in authority? Because these are the people that have the power. They are the people that we look up to. They are people that have a say in our lives. They are people that when we are calling them to with authority, is because they are people that command. They command things around the spaces that we are in. If you talk about our workspaces, these are our bosses. These are people we take them with high regards. When you go to a police officer, you take that person with high regard. You know that this person is the one to protect me. This person is the one to take care of me. But now this person changes and starts having advances at you. Teachers, we have known teachers as people of authority, kabisa. These are people we have grown to respect and to love, and you take them as your own parents. So as a girl, when I go to a teacher who is opposite gender, and I want them to help me with mathematics, and they help me, that is their work. They are being paid for that. So they shouldn't ask for any other payment that is in regards to like sex. So that's why we are saying even people in authority can perpetrate GBV. Back to you, Juliet.
Oh, thank you, Perry. Thank you, Perry, for that. So I would advise us to stay tuned for more sessions, and that's it for today.